Be funny.
Alright everybody, welcome to another Scary Games Friday where we have Epimutation. Now, I did try to record this for last week's video instead of Welcome Home, but I didn't record my audio. So, we're doing it again. I already played the first couple days, but we are going to start fresh. But just so you know, I already know what happens day 1 and day 2. Let's get into it. Another day, another dud. That lead was a wild goose chase. At least I'm finally home. My one bed, 500 square foot apartment for one 5'7" person. I decide to pick up the remote and turn on the TV, so there's some sound other than my internal monologue. Good evening, and welcome back to our exclusive coverage of the recent viral outbreak near. Doctors claim that the infection is unlike anything they've ever seen, and the search for an effective treatment continues. As cases of this virus continue to spread, the United States has declared a nationwide emergency. Citizens are instructed to stay in their homes in quarantine. Infected have reportedly been known to exhibit hostile behavior along with rapid morphological changes. The government also encourages people to lock and barricade their doors, as well as pandemonium has overtaken the country. Why am I here? I need to go home. They could be here any minute. You saw the broadcast. You know what happened to me. You saw what happened to everyone. The elderly couple who lived next to you didn't have a prayer. You saw one of them bisect the man delivering the mail. You trampled the receptionist's head on your way out of the lobby. Nothing. There's nothing left. There's nothing there, Spencer. It's only a matter of time. You will die. I can feel my heartbeat hammering violently against my palm. Every breath I take is a struggle as I attempt to steady them. Another one. They never get easier. Spencer, are you awake? Ish. The others. I quickly pull myself together. I've gotten really good at it. I'm sorry, did we wake you up? No. When did you guys get back? Just now, actually. Did anything happen? No, thank God. Here, this is what we found. Luca and Valentina opened their bags. Inside are some rations, a water bottle, and bandages. Not a bad haul. Where did you find this stuff? A man, at least what was left of him. The room went silent for a moment. You did well. It would have been wasteful to leave it there. Amber takes the bags from them and begins restocking the shelves we have along the wall. Well, your leg. What? Oh, that's just a scratch brushed up against a branch too hard. Nia takes one of the med kits from the shelf and sits with her on the side of one of the beds. Come here. Valentina does as she says. It's routine by now. Kazuki joins after a moment, swallowing. Need an extra hand? That would be wonderful, thank you. Hey, you should get checked out too. I don't need to, I wasn't injured. It never hurts to get checked. But it would be a waste of time. Luca, Anthony, I suppose I should make myself useful. I could use a distraction too. Let's talk to Amber. Hey, need some help? No. I'm already beginning to regret this choice. Amber puts another bottle on the shelf. 3, 4, 5. You know, counting out loud to yourself is kind of annoying. Hovering over people's shoulders when they didn't ask for your assistance is also pretty annoying. Well, unfortunately for you, you're not my boss. I'm pretty sure he's long gone, actually. Amber just rolls her eyes and grumbles under her breath. I will count if I want to. It's my shelter. I think you mean our shelter. My shelter. I found it first. But you didn't build it. No, did you? If you aren't going to help, then go away. Oh, so you do want my help. Amber realizes her Freudian slip, but it's too late. Fine, just undo this bag. Amber tosses it to me, and I start to place the items on the shelves. Alright, all set. Amber looks over at my part of the shelf. You put this in the wrong spot. She slides one of the soup cans about 4 inches to the right. Well, that seems to be all of it for now. What? No, you haven't alphabetized the shelves yet. Screw you! I mockingly make a heart with my hands as I leave the area. Sure enough, they're still bickering. You're being ridiculous. I'm literally fine. You said that after you fell off your bike too. And when we found you lost a tooth. I was 8, Anthony. And give me one good reason you shouldn't go. Because I don't want to waste Nia's time. You know, like a considerate person, which you aren't being right now. Oh, come on. What else are we going to do in here? Okay, I can't listen to this anymore. I have to stop. Luca, you should go get checked out. What? Spencer, really? Exactly, Spencer sees reason. I just think it's better to be safe than sorry, Luca. Fine, but I'm taking a nap first. Luca walks off, climbing to the top bunk of one of the beds. He lays down, pulling the covers over himself. It's for his own good, you know. Maybe, but he clearly isn't happy about it. He'll get over it. Wow. Don't look at me like that. You don't know him like I do. If making Luca a little pissed off at me is what I have to do to make sure he's not hurt, then so be it. If you say so. Talk to Nia Valentine Kazuki. How does it look, Nia? It's a large cut, deep too. I'll bandage it to keep it clean. You can walk on it, but you shouldn't run or it could reopen. Other than that, it shouldn't be an issue. Kazuki lets out an audible sigh of relief. Huh, you underestimate me, Kaz. It'll take more than a scratch to take me down. Yeah, you're right. Am I interrupting something? The trio looks up at me, clearly not having noticed I was there. Oh, Spencer. No, not at all. The nurse just gave me the news. The tree brain scratch is not fatal. I snort. Ah, yes. What would we do without her? Oh, stop. You give me too much credit. Not at all. You got it all the way through nursing school. You're incredible, Nia. I watch it. No, that's not. Calm down. I'm just messing with you. Come on, Kazuki. You should know better than to hit on someone's girlfriend. I wasn't. Defeated Kazuki groans as he buries his face in his hands. Spencer, do you need me to take a look at you? Huh? Why would I? Oh, dang it. What do I say? Maybe later. Later? Why not now? If they want to come by later, they can come later. She gave me a brief but understanding look. Thanks, Nia. Anywho, I'll leave you guys to it. Alright. Take care, Spencer. A few hours pass and everyone eventually gathers for dinner. At least, that's what we call it. It's more like the one meal a day we have. It's taken a while to get used to that. There's a lot of things I've had to get used to. But it's not so bad. We're safe in here. And none of these people seem to be axe murderers. Even if I have my doubts about Amber. Hey Luca, did you finish that book yet? Which one? Oh, the one we found a few days ago? Yeah, The Great Gatsby. He told me he wanted to give it a read. I did finish it. It was sad. I catch a glimpse of Amber rolling her eyes. There's a grunt as Anthony steps on her foot. Oh, I'm sorry you didn't like it. I'll try to find another one at the next outing then. I can't believe I found a hairbrush recently too. It's not an essential, but I do have to agree. Anthony and I found some playing cards pinned under a rock. It's not a whole deck, but we might be able to play something with them. Oh, I like a game night. That seems fun. Sure, but don't get your hopes up, Luca. You know how your luck is. I'll just need to find a 4-leaf clover or something on our next outing then. Speaking of expeditions, can I go tomorrow? You'll have to run it by Spencer. Ah, right. We agreed a few days ago that I get the final say on those. Two of us go out every day to try to find supplies, and for a while there weren't any issues. But fights started breaking out over who went with who, so we decided to delegate someone to assign pairs instead. Kazuki and I are the most neutral parties here, and Kazuki didn't want the responsibility. Actually, I'd like to go with Spencer if that's alright. Huh? Me? That's a bit odd. Kazuki and I have never been particularly close, but I don't see a reason to refuse, so... Yeah, sure, let's do it. Thank you. Nobody dared to breathe. This has happened before. We all know what's on the other side of that door. We just have to be silent. That's what makes them give up. It'll go away. It always goes away. The power comes back on. The noise stopped a few minutes ago. I think we should call it a night. Everyone nods weakly in agreement. I slowly climb into my bed, the sobering reminder of our situation still ringing in my ears. Yeah, I'm not sleeping well this time either. Day 399. Do you have everything you need? Yes, Amber. Did you check the batteries in your flashlight? Yes, Amber. Did you check your bag for tears? Yes, boss. Did you... Hey! What? I didn't say anything. Amber glares at me before turning away, muttering profanities under her breath. I turn to my companion, adjusting the strap on my bag. Alright, I'm ready, Kazuki. Me too. He tries to hide it, but I've noticed how his hands always shake when he leaves the shelter. I push open the heavy metal door. The sound always reminds me of the wail of a mourner. Kazuki and I venture into the woods. We keep track of the route. The last thing we need is to get lost. It's safer at night. We've found it's harder for them to spot us in the dark, even if it's harder for us to spot them too. There's no windows in the shelter, so it's easy to sleep during the day. We're all basically nocturnal. I let Kazuki lead the way since he's the one who wanted to go out. Speaking of, why did you want to go with me? Do you promise not to laugh at me? We both know I can't do that, Kaz. Okay. I'll do my best. It's because you're new. New? I heard from Amber that you haven't been with the shelter very long and that you were the newest person until I came along. I mean, yeah, that's true. You got here on day 8? Day 8? Yeah, look. I slipped something out of my bag, showing it to Kazuki. Your journal? It's how I've been able to keep track of time. See? It's day 20 since I found the shelter and day 399 since I started keeping track. Wow. I keep some of the other pages tightly pressed together. He doesn't need to know that I keep notes on everybody in there too. He seems to pick up the pace of his walk, a flicker of determination in his expression. We stopped at a certain spot, but all these woods look the same. Kazuki seems to know where we are though. He starts looking in the area. I guess I should do the same. Searching an inventory, click on a highlighted object to search it. Any items collected will be added to the inventory. To access inventory, open the journal menu in the bottom right corner. Items you collect over the course of the story may be used later. I look behind a rock for anything useful. I find a can of food, thankfully, but then something shiny catches my eye. A mirror? One of those little compact ones. I slip it into my bag. Cosmetic things are a rare find. There's always something spooky hidden in the bushes. Oh no! The horror! A funny looking twig. I miss when there were people around to laugh at my jokes. Oh, I used to love these as a kid. You threw them and they make a popping sound on impact. This is a pretty good haul. I'm about to leave, a slight gust of wind blowing by. But then I hear a rustling sound in the breeze. Huh? Curious, I investigate. What is this? Paper? But there's something written on it. Is this a scientist? He seems to know something about the virus. This could come in handy. Tutorial notebook pages. You can now access notebook pages from the journal menu. Reading them will allow you to make informed decisions in the story. Spencer, where are you? Ish. I almost completely forgot about Kazuki. I quickly stuffed the paper into my pocket. I guess I'll have to finish reading them later. Over here. Did you find what you were looking for? Yeah, Kazuki and I go still snapping. That's what the notebook page said was snap. It's getting closer. Kazuki is looking at me for answers. It's easy to see the terror in his eyes. I quickly glance around. Now the rocks are big enough to conceal us. Maybe we could climb a tree, or we could make a break for it while we have some distance between us. We have to. Let's read that notebook. Dr. Victor Khan. What has he done? I can only ponder this question over and over as I sit here in what remains of our lab. My only possessions are my lab notebook and pen. He has escaped, but I hear the agonized screams of the others. I do not know how long this door will hold. They are monsters. It is hardly fair to call them humans anymore. They are drawn to sound, having demolished most of the machines in the lab with such ease. Their claws are like razor blades. Their strength is uncanny, and their eyes. Oh, God, their eyes. I have so many things I wish to say, and I do not know how much time I have to say it. The only reason I have evaded their notice is due to their mutated physiology. Due to their newfound height, their line of sight is far higher than a normal human's. They see tall things, but seemingly struggle to look down. I took refuge under one of the desks, but that horrible snapping sound echoes in my ears, following them wherever they go. I do not know who or will find this notebook, or if it will even be found. But if you do, I pray save those who can be saved. My only comfort is the knowledge that Well, if we hide in a tree, we dead. So we're running. Run. Kazuki looks at me like I've lost my mind. But it's our best shot, and I don't intend to waste any more time. I grab his arm, yanking him as we take off. Our footsteps make a fair amount of noise, but I don't have time to look back. I can only pray that Kazuki is a good runner too. Spencer! Ish. I don't even need to turn around. I know what I'll see. He fell. And I have to. No man left behind. I can't leave him there. I can't. With a curse under my breath, I turn on my heel and bolt back to his direction. Sure enough, he's scrambling to stand up, and behind him I catch a glimpse of... Oh, that's horrifying. Like, I know I've already seen this, but like it's still... Oh. Like, look at that neck. Spencer. I snap back to reality and hoist Kazuki up with what little physical strength I have. Spence! Run now. Express your undying gratitude to me later. We bolt as quickly as we can back to the bunker. The snapping does not slow, but we're faster. I throw the door open and shove Kazuki inside before slamming it shut, startling everyone in the bunker. I wait, but the snaps do not follow. What happened out there? One of them found us. Kazuki, you're bleeding. Huh? I look, and sure enough, there's a pretty big gash on his leg. Let Nia examine you. Is that really necessary? I'm fine. It's not up for debate. Do it now. Okay. It's not really my business, but I can't help but eavesdrop on their conversation. Force a habit, I suppose. These gashes are deep. What did this? When I fell, I tripped over some sharp rocks. They cut me pretty bad. I see. Nia goes quiet and she begins to bandage him up. Hey, Nia. He lowers his voice. I have to strain to make out what they're saying. How do you think the virus spreads? I don't know. Nobody knows for certain, remember? The world fell apart before there was a public consensus of how it worked. And since I've thankfully never experienced it firsthand, I really have no idea. Oh, I just thought maybe since you were a nurse. You don't think it's like in the movies, do you? This entire situation is something out of a horror movie. But regardless, I cannot say for certain. I'm sorry. Kazuki swallows at the rest of the examination is conducted in silence. What did he want to go out for? Huh? Kazuki. He has never once asked to leave his shelter. He had assumed he was terrified of it, actually. Yet all of a sudden he's volunteering? So what did he want to do out there? I don't know. He didn't get to tell me before the monster showed up. Did you at least get any supplies? Oh yeah, I found a can. Good. Then this whole thing wasn't completely useless. Put it on the shelf. Yes, ma'am. Amber flips me off, but turns away. I spend the next few hours in uncomfortable silence. I catch a glimpse of Amber counting supplies again. Nia is cuddling with Valentina on her bed as they mumble a conversation to each other. Anthony is on his bed napping, and Luca's reading in his. Hey, Spencer. Ah, Kaz, what's up? I wanted to thank you for coming back. I know it's probably more logical to leave me behind, but you didn't. I'll remember that. I want to show you something. Kazuki glances around, ensuring that no one is paying attention to us before he reaches into his bag and pulls out. You risked your life for a sketch pad? I know it sounds silly. That's why I didn't tell anyone. But you're always writing in that journal, so I thought maybe you'd understand. He's not wrong. My journal is my most prized possession. It's like a friend whom I can't confide anything to. Someone I can trust unconditionally to keep my secrets. It's one of the only things that has kept me sane all this time. Well, why a sketchpad? Are you a writer? Kazuki shakes his head and he opens it and shows me. Oh. You're an artist. Yeah, I was before everything. You're a good one. I wasn't expecting him to look up when I said that. I just mentioned it because it's true. But his eyes were wide as if I just struck him. Did I say something wrong? No, thank you. It means more to me than you realize. There's a joke there about that being the saddest thing I've ever heard, but I refrain from making it. Instead, I just give a curt little nod. Maybe one day I'll tell you more about it. I think I'd like that. Kazuki smiles at me as he walks off to his bed. I know my decision to go back for him was risky, but I can't bring myself to regret it. I guess it's time for bed. Maybe after that adrenaline high, I'll rest better. Maybe. Day 400. I rub up my eyes, still a bit sleepy. Luca, how was your examination? Fine. I wasn't injured. Good. Oh, come on. You can't give me the cold shoulder forever. I'm going to the bathroom. Anthony groans before looking around the bunker. I'm scribbling in my journal, acting like I wasn't eavesdropping, but when I look up, I catch Anthony staring at me. Not that he's exactly subtle about it. If you want to stare, you can just ask. What? I smirk, raising a teasing brow. Stop. Oh, you're not even a little into me? No. Dang. I'm just messing with him, but still, brutal. Fine. What do you want? Well, I'm not sure I want to ask. Come on, don't be like that. Tell me. I want to talk. Congrats, mission accomplished. Never mind, this was a mistake. No, come back. That was the last one, I promise. Anthony scowls at me, not undeserved. Meet me outside the bunker, sunrise. Can we not just talk about it now? No. Yeah, that's not suspicious at all. But I guess I have been a bit of a butt to him during this conversation. And if he was going to attack me or something, doing it right outside the shelter is not the ideal location. Fine, I'll be there. Good. With that said, I turn my thoughts to the day's duties. Everyone glancing at me expectantly. Signing expeditions. Some days you will be in charge of assigning which characters go out and gather supplies. This decision will determine who you will be able to spend their time with. If you venture into the forest with someone, you'll find an item to talk about, but this will only happen the first time you go together. Keep in mind you cannot send someone outside 2 days in a row. You might want to keep yourself in the same location as the person you want to talk to. First person that's leaving, we will send Nia, and we'll send Luca. We'll send the these two out together for funsies. I'm going to talk with... Well, I should talk with Amber. Hey, Ams. What do you want? To talk, is that a crime? Unfortunately, no. What is it you wish to discuss? I was just wondering what you used to do before you found the bunker. I mean, you always brag about how you found it first, but since it isn't yours, you had to have been out in the wild for a bit, yeah? I was. Tell me about it. Why should I? Please? No. Pretty please? I said no. Pretty please? You're not going to let up until I talk, are you? Nope. Fine. Yes, I was in the woods for a while. I fled my place of work in a panic. I had nothing but my bag and the clothes on my back. And a knife I stole from the break room on the way out. Thankfully, I knew a fair amount of survival techniques. How? Video essays? You cannot laugh. It kept me alive, didn't it? Touche. Got any cool wilderness stories? Well, I did find an injured squirrel once. Oh, that's so... I ate it. Oh. Jesus Christ. Don't look at me like that. I didn't have long to live anyways. Well, right. I regret asking. I think I've had enough of Amber for one day. I'll talk to Anthony later. So Valentina, Kazuki... I'll do Valentina because I talked to Kazuki the day before. Spencer! How's it hanging? Oh, you know, the usual. Fair. At least this usual is better than the old usual. What do you mean? Before we found this place, it was just Nia and I in the woods. They're so vast, it's a miracle we didn't end up wandering in them forever. Tell me about it. I'm still kind of worried that I'll get lost. Aren't we all? One time back then, Nia and I actually did get separated. I have no idea how. Someone must have taken a wrong turn. Those trees can be really thick. But I turned around and she was gone. I didn't know if one of those mutants got her or she fell in a ditch or what. I don't think I've ever been that scared in my life. But you found her, right? Yeah, technically. Technically? I did find her, but there was some piece of Ish holding her at knife point. He demanded that she hand over all of her supplies if she wanted to live. Thankfully, I was able to get the jump on him and everything was okay. He fled and Nia wasn't hurt, but it sucked. Because she was in danger. Not just that, it was the first survivor we'd found and he turned on us. You'd think we'd help each other. We aren't the enemy. But this is what desperation does to people, it seems. Sorry, that probably isn't the kind of epic tale of heroism you wanted to hear. That's alright. You were still pretty heroic in my book. I bet Nia was all, oh my hero, mwah, mwah, mwah. Knock it off. She gives me a playful little shove, and the conversation ends on a lighter note. Alright, so I can talk to 2 people a day. It's almost sunrise. Anthony left a few minutes ago. I guess I better join him. Where are you going? To take a piss. Ew. My excuse works though as I head outside. Why are you complaining if you ask? Sure enough, Anthony's there waiting for me. Alright, what's this about? I thought about what you said. I've said a lot of things about Luca, dumbass. You're right. He wasn't happy with me. I thought you said you didn't care about that. Look, Luca and I have been best friends since we were 6 years old. He's all I have left. Then I suggest you make up with him. I've never been great at apologizing. Wow, really? I would have never guessed. F you. But I get it. You want my help with what to say. Yeah. Well, you guys ever fought before? Sometimes. Mostly over small stuff, though. The last big one I can think of was years ago. What was it about? Luca used to work at this auto repair shop by our street, part-time when he was younger. Apparently, one day he heard a sound coming from the bushes outside. Bleeding heart that he is. He brought the crying thing back. Of course, I was the first person he showed. A kitten. And of course he insisted we keep it. Never wanted a damn cat. I hated the thing. And we were, what, 15? That's a significant expense for a couple of teenagers. But Luca was insistent, and his dog had just passed away too, so we got into a pretty heated argument. We both said ish and we didn't mean, and yeah, maybe I struck a few low blows. So who won? He did. Really? Wow. Because he started to cry. That's it. I said something pretty bad about his dog. He tried to act like he wasn't by turning away, but yeah. Maybe it sounds stupid, caving just because of a few tears, but I couldn't fight it for that. Instead, I stopped yelling and we talked about. In the end, we kept her. Luca named her Tortellini, just about the dumbest name I've ever heard for a cat. Did you ever come around to her? No, of course not. But regardless, agreeing to keep the cat is one thing. This is a different situation. I can't just let Luca have his way when it comes to matters of life and death. I understand. I understand where you're coming from, and I agree that it's for the good of the entire shelter that we all stay safe. But the way you talked to him could have been better, Anthony. I think you should word things more like you did back then. Yeah, maybe you're right. I'll talk to him. Thanks, Spencer. No problem. With the situation resolved, we head back into the bunker. That was a rather long bathroom break. Oh yeah, turns out it was actually a pretty nasty-ish. Oh my god, stop! I'm gonna hurl. I think that's everything for the day. I'm glad one problem seems resolved at least. As optimistic as this is, maybe tomorrow will be even better. Hi everybody. This is where we are cutting off the first part of Epimutation. So much fun. I love this game. Love the management of everything, and we will be continuing this in the next episode. If you haven't yet, give us that like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell notification, join our Discord. The link is in the description below. And remember, get happy, be funny, stay spooky. Peace.